Coming off the bye week, the undefeated Vikings travel to Philly to take on the Eagles. Who will win the trade once and for all? The show-off begins now. Let's talk about it.
Skol Vikings, let's win this game. Skol Vikings, honor your name.
What a roller coaster of a season for these two teams. Both involved the Sam Bradford trade. It will link these teams together for this year, and still they mirrored each other all the way up till week 5. They're both undefeated. Their quarterbacks had very, very similar numbers. Very efficient. Bradford has yet to throw an interception. Week 5, Wentz finally threw his first pick. So there, the quarterback almost even. The Vikings proving a lot of people wrong that Rick Spielman actually does know a thing or two about football and can make a good trade, even if it's a first-round pick and a fourth, depending on how well we do. For a quarterback that a lot of people are already putting as washed up, not dependable, he didn't get hurt, yet to miss any time with the Vikings, and has put up debatably MVP type numbers. Now comparing him to Matt Ryan, or I'm sure Tom Brady will be in the conversation, is probably no chance for him to win any real reward. But as far as what he's been doing for our team, if he keeps it up at this pace, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be at least in the discussion. He's been leading our offense that's been depleted. No Adrian Peterson, no Stephon Diggs last week. Look for Diggs to be back for the Eagles game. The whole O-line's been crumbling around. Matt Khalil gets out for the year. We get Clemmings. He struggles a ton. We bring in Jake Long. Hopefully he can be healthy and be back to his Pro Bowl caliber. Worthy of a first overall pick, just like Bradford, and hopefully he can plug in for that left tackle spot. Andre Smith gone for the year. Hopefully Searles can play well. He's played all right thus far. Alex Boone looks like he's finally figured it out and got some. He's figured it out with the other linemen. Joe Berger's starting to play like he did last year. And Fusco looks to be the struggling one, even though he's been playing all year. Maybe Mike Harris or Fusco kind of battle it out a little bit during the bye. I'm of course recording this on the 11th, so whatever happens there will be the case. Now, as far as the teams as a whole are concerned, they almost mirror each other perfectly where we are right now. If you take away the Eagles' last loss, we were almost neck and neck in almost all every stats. A very similar team. The Eagles doing it with a lot of no-names on defense. The biggest shock to me and how good the Eagles were is how good their defense was. And they've been doing very, very well, blowing out the Steelers. Now, I like to think that was kind of a fluke. But nevertheless, they did it and did it very well. So the defense is doing good with only a few Pro Bowl caliber names even. Offensively, who does Carson Wentz have to throw to? They got rid of their two stud receivers, Deshaun Jackson and Macklin. Imagine if Wentz had those guys to throw to, they could still be undefeated and giving the Vikings a lot more of a scare coming into week 7. But nevertheless, we have the Vikings, Eagles. I think the Vikings have a better defense. So many Pro Bowl caliber players on their team. I think all 11 starters would have you could make a case for all of them to get in the Pro Bowl, really. 5 of them all could be starters. We have Barr, Kendricks, Linval Joseph, Xavier Rhodes has been great. Harrison Smith, they've all been fantastic, elite level players in the league. So far in the year, I don't see it ending anytime soon. Barring an injury, I think we'll have the best defense going into the playoffs, and watch out, NFL. So as the game goes along, I don't see any threats on the outside. I think Carson Wentz is going to get pounded. He should find some ways to get the ball out. He'll make some plays. But I think this might be a little bit of a rookie wall for Carson Wentz, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not buying all the hype thus far. He had a really good stretch, and I can take that away. He's probably the front runner for Rookie of the Year. Him or Dak Prescott or Ezekiel Elliott. Those are probably the top three. Or Carson Wentz leading his team away without any of the help that those two other guys on the Cowboys have. So I think Wentz would have my vote for Rookie of the Year thus far. But against the Vikings, he's going to look like a rookie. No more picking defenses apart, making efficient throws. We're going to see a couple interceptions against this game. Look for Harrison Smith to get in the action. I know he's had a few drops a couple weeks. I think he's going to make it up. Zimmer's going to get in this kid's face. He's going to get sacked 4 or 5 times. He won't have much time at all. And our D-backs going to be all over the place. And we'll stop the run, hopefully get a few fumbles there. This could really end up being a lopsided game if this all happens according to plan. Especially right after bye week. I really could see Zimmer just throwing this kid into the wasteland. Now, offensively for the Vikings, Sam Bradford should have a good game. Now, like I said, their defense has been surprisingly the strong part of this Philadelphia Eagles team. So, how good exactly will he do? I'm not sure exactly, but if the Lions can pick them apart pretty well, I think we have about as good of a passing game as the Lions. Now, they have 3 solid receivers. We have 5, not quite that good of level, but 5 a little bit less, like overall Madden. Say they have 3 high 80s to low 90 receivers. We have 5 mid 80 receivers to low 80s. So as far as that goes, I think we have more depth all the way around. Offensively, Jerick McKinnon really needs to find his way to get going, or it might end up gaining the reins to Matt Asiata, because he had the much better game last week. So this could be kind of a make it or break it game for Jerick McKinnon to make his case as the back and to replace Adrian Peterson, and he might be the pass catching back that kind of takes up the Darren Sproles role and still can't really find a starting job. So that's the storyline there. Who will win that running back spot? Who can get the most carries? Will Cordell Patterson continue to impress as he ran some really nice crisp routes last week? A really nice touchdown catch in tight coverage, really reeling the ball in. I really like what I'm seeing out of Cordell Patterson, making cornerbacks look good, making him look like a first-round pick finally from his rookie year, where he dominated, looked like Percy Harvin. Now he's starting to look like a wide receiver, which is even better. So I really love what Zimmer did with Patterson. If he can be the number 2 guy alongside Stephon Diggs, that's a very dynamic duo out there. And then eventually, when we get Treadwell going, of course, we still have Thielen and Charles Johnson to do their things too. We have so much depth at the wide receiver position. The first time in years, the Vikings has never really been about a lot of guys at receiver. I know in 2009 it was Sidney Rice and rookie Harvin. Then we had Harvin take over, but he was never really a wide receiver. He was a playmaker. You could give him the bubble screens, he could do little jet sweeps, get you yards. He was never really a receiver. Catch the middle, intermediate passes, and get open in the end zone. But as far as defensively, like I said, we'll have a really good job there. There should be somewhat of a low-scoring game. Like I said, these are 2 good defenses. I think the Vikings are elite, and the Eagles are just great. As far as defenses goes, that should still be a fairly low-scoring game. I think the Vikings will have it pretty handily. So, final score predictions, I would say 20-10, Vikings on top. It's at Philly, so you might be able to say they might get a little bit more there, but I don't think the Vikings will have much trouble whatsoever. So that pretty much covers this week's preview. Do you think I'm right? Do you have any guesses to say down below? Who do you think will score the Vikings' first touchdown? Comment that down below. And hashtag beat the Eagles if you made it this far in the video. And we see you guys next time in the next J-O-Z Vikings video. See ya.